You tell your wife you're going to handle something, maybe a situation at work, a decision at home, or even just what you're having for dinner, and she jumps in, you don't want to do it like that, or you should do it like this. And just like that, your choice, your plan, your decision, it doesn't matter. It makes sense you feel frustrated, disrespected, and controlled when this happens. I have seen this pattern a lot in my work, and I'm going to share 3 reasons that your wife might do this and what you can actually do to start feeling more heard and respected by her. The third one that I'm sharing today, this reason, it is so important. It is one of the biggest game changers. I am Lindsay. This is Loving with Intention. Let's just dive right in because it is time that your decisions are valued in your marriage. So this is a really common experience for men. And over time, it feels more and more frustrating, like you're not even living your own life anymore with your own decisions. And of course, there are so many decisions that are important to make together in a marriage, but it's like she doesn't trust your intelligence or your capabilities, like you haven't been a functioning human on planet Earth for a long time, which you clearly have been. So before we talk about how you can start shifting these patterns, we need to talk about and understand some reasons that they might be happening. So one reason, anxiety and worry. Your wife might feel anxious or worried about the outcome of whatever the situation is. So say you have a situation at work with your boss, you've decided how you're going to handle it, but she's telling you to handle it in a different way. She thinks that when you do things your way in this situation, you might rock the boat at the office and be seen negatively. She wants to avoid that happening, which leads her to trying to control the outcome to reduce her own worry and her own anxiety. And of course, the reality is that whether you do it her way or your way, she can't actually know what the outcome is going to be, but bless our human brains for trying to grasp onto some semblance of control in any way that we can. And goodness, maybe she's right. Maybe you are being reactive or you haven't fully thought this through. It might be a good idea to take a step back and consider her point of view and talk about it. But this comes through a loving, curious conversation, not her just telling you what to do or what not to do. So another reason might be that she gets dysregulated. Her nervous system gets activated. Maybe she's often running on high stress or overwhelm, and this makes her a lot less patient. So her interrupting or telling you what to do, it becomes a coping mechanism. This does not make it okay. We're just looking at possible reasons why your wife might do this. A third reason that she might do this is, and this is the big one, is that it stems from her childhood. And no, we do not have to dig into everything in our relationships and pull up old trauma and all the things. And it really is relevant here. This could be a long learned subconscious pattern. Maybe she saw her mom make all the decisions and she's just modeling the same thing she grew up seeing. Maybe as a kid, she saw her dad make decisions and then things didn't go well. And then there was stress in the house. Maybe there was fighting, there was yelling, there was tension. So she subconsciously learned when dad makes decisions, bad things happen. So now there's this little girl inside your wife who's just trying to stay safe and okay. She's just trying to feel good. Most of our patterns do come from long ago, and it doesn't even need to be something related to decisions. There are millions of things that could lead to this pattern. A child who is criticized for making mistakes might subconsciously learn, I need to make the right choices so I don't get criticized. A child who was given a lot of responsibility at a young age, they might have subconsciously learned, I'm the one who needs to keep everything going well. This is all my job. A child who had a parent with addiction, they might have subconsciously learned, I need to be on alert, take charge, and make decisions because things fall apart at any moment. And most of the time, when adults are running these patterns, they aren't linking them to the past. It's just become the way that they move through life. She literally might not even notice that she does this. And again, none of this is to excuse it or say that you just need to accept it because it's rooted in something that makes so much sense. It's just that when we open our hearts and get curious and wonder and look under these patterns that feel really crappy and really hurt us, then we can soften and see our person through a new lens. So it's less of seeing her like she's a controlling wife who thinks I'm stupid, and more of she's using a really unhelpful pattern that she learned when she was a sweet little kid, a pattern that actually kept her safe then. When we can see through that lens, it makes it way easier to talk to her about this pattern and see her humanness. We all of us have unhealthy patterns, you included, me included. When I do this work with my clients and we look underneath, this is where huge breakthroughs happen. And you can actually pop the word roadmap in the comments and I will share my free love journey roadmap with you. It pulls in all 3 pillars of my love journey process, and it will guide you and give you prompts to practice looking under unhealthy patterns in your relationship. So just pop the word roadmap below. I will share it with you. So, okay, we've talked about possible reasons. Let's talk about what you can do about this pattern because, oh my gosh, I just know that when this happens on repeat, you feel disrespected, unheard, undervalued, unappreciated. So much. These are the things that I've heard from men. It can lead to you withdrawing, not sharing or opening up. It can lead to layers of resentment. You might be in that place right now. And often what happens when we're not happy with something in our relationship, we approach our partner from a place of wanting them to know that what they're doing isn't okay, which makes complete sense because it isn't. It doesn't feel good. And approaching them from this place, it doesn't set you, her, or your relationship up for success. If you say something like, you always cut me off, or you don't trust me, or just let me make my own decisions, she's likely to get defensive, criticize you, shut down. These are common relationship dances that we get into. So instead, if you approach her from a place of seeking connection, looking to grow together, you shift the entire vibe. Those reasons that I shared with you, they're so important because they allow you to drop into your heart, get in touch with curiosity and compassion so that you can actually approach from this place of seeking connection. The best time to chat about this, it actually isn't in the moment when it's happening, because in that moment, one or both of you is probably already triggered. It is a much better approach to bring it up when you are calm and connected, and to bring it up with love, with vulnerability, which I know feels super vulnerable and can be really hard. It's about sharing your heart. It's about sharing what you're feeling. And it's less about sharing what she's doing that's bad and more about sharing what you're feeling and what you would love instead and how that would make you feel. So for example, you might say something like, I love you and I've been feeling really frustrated. When I make decisions and you tell me to do it your way, I feel disrespected. I really value your input. I appreciate it. And it would feel really good if you trusted my decisions. And if you're like, well, that script sounds nothing like the way that I talk, I totally get that. When I got a relationship coach years ago and we talked about ways that I could approach my partner or respond to my partner, I was literally like, we don't talk like that. That is not the way we talk in my relationship. Those words do not come out of my mouth. And he gently pointed out that was kind of the point. The way that we did talk, it wasn't working. We had proof of that over and over. So I did this super awkward, hard thing and started using new approaches. And then I saw new results. You are so capable of learning new patterns. Just think of any of the skills that you have learned as an adult. This is just another skill and it is super worth it. And if you're like, I don't think this will change anything, just flip it for a moment. And just imagine your wife is mad at you. Maybe you've been coming home late from work every night for the whole month and you said it would barely happen this month. If she approached you and she was like, you lied about work this month, you're never on time, I end up having to do everything around here. It would probably be pretty hard for you to be like, you're right. I'm sorry I haven't been home on time when I said that I would be this month. It makes sense that you're frustrated. That would probably feel really difficult to access that kind of compassion and understanding. But if she approached you and said, I love you and I've been feeling sad and frustrated. When you said you weren't going to be working late that much this month, I was really excited because I thought we were going to have more dinners together, more time together. I appreciate how hard you're working and I would love if we had more nights of the week where we had dinner as a family. I would feel so much more connected. In this scenario, you would be way more likely to have a loving response and to want to talk about how to make that happen in your relationship because she's seeking connection. She's not seeking to make you the bad guy. So bring this vibe into how you talk to your wife about how you feel disrespected. Bring in appreciation for what she does do. Set yourself up for success to be heard. Paint the dream of what you would love and how that would make you feel. And when you two can have some loving conversations around this, then you might even be able to come up with something like a code word or a hand signal when she does that same old pattern in the future. Because if this pattern has been happening for 30, 40, 50, 60 years, it's not just going to go away quickly. It's going to take time. Just like me with my pattern of defensiveness in my relationship, at one point I asked my partner, can you point out when I'm starting to get defensive so that you can help me catch it so that I see it, because this is a well-worn pattern. He would do that for me, and that would allow me to pause and shift the pattern. I could apologize, I could take responsibility, and I could do something different. We got to support each other in that. So we looked at those 3 reasons why your wife keeps canceling out your decisions and your choices, from anxiety to stress to deeper patterns from childhood. We talked about why approaching this from anger or frustration usually backfires. And most importantly, we talked about how to have the conversation in a way that actually creates change from a place of curiosity, compassion, and connection. The key is remembering this isn't about winning or proving who's right. It's about creating a marriage where both of you feel heard, respected, and valued. Looking underneath our behaviors or approaching from a place of seeking connection, it's not about being really passive or letting the disrespect continue. It's about breaking a pattern in a way that actually works. So your intentional action for the week is to drop into your heart with compassion. Let yourself see your wife in her humanness, and that there's more under the surface, even if you don't know what it is. This might not seem like an action step, but it really is one of the first steps. And if it feels hard, that makes sense. When you've been feeling disrespected for so long, that hurt is big. There could be resentment there. So just remembering that both things can be true and valid. Your feelings, your desire for this to change because it's not okay, and being able to get curious and see her heart. You have got this, and if you don't feel appreciated in your marriage, you can check out the video on the screen for exactly where to start to change that too. You deserve all the love, all the respect, all the appreciation. I am sending so much love into your day. Remember that nothing changes if nothing changes, so pop the word roadmap in the comments so I can share my free love journey roadmap with you, and let's have a super intentional week. Bye.